Which English-speaking country has the best flag? We'll debate it today. Hi there, everyone. I'm Jeff, and you are listening to Plain English, where you can upgrade your English each and every Monday and Thursday. Today is lesson number 601, so you can find the full lesson, including the transcript, at plainenglish.com/601. Coming up today, which English-speaking country has the best flag? We'll talk about 6 flags today, and I will determine the winner. In the second half of the lesson, I'll show you how to use the English expression in use. This is an easier lesson, so enjoy it. Maybe you're on the beach right now, enjoying the last few days of summer. Let's get going. What is an English-speaking country? The question is not an easy one to answer. India has over 200 million English speakers, the second most in the world, but only 0.2% of the population speaks English as their native language. I'm going to subjectively choose the following countries for this discussion. Here they are in alphabetical order: Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Every one of the countries on the list was once a part of the UK or a colony of the UK. So let's start with the mother of them all, the Union Jack. This is the design of the flag of the United Kingdom. It features a red cross, like a T, over the top of another red cross, like an X. Both red crosses are outlined in white. Any area that is not red or white is blue. The crosses represent military crusaders or saints from the British Isles over the years. The design you know today has been in use since 1801, making it the oldest flag on our list. The earliest evolution of this design dates back to 1601. Now, 2 flags on our list include the Union Jack on their own flag. Those are Australia and New Zealand. The flag of Australia is dark blue, and it includes the Union Jack in the upper left-hand quadrant. On the right-hand side of the flag, there are 5 white stars of varying sizes. These represent the Southern Cross, a constellation that is most easily visible from the Southern Hemisphere. The Australian flag also has a white star underneath the Union Jack. This 7-pointed star represents Australia's 6 original states plus territories. This has been Australia's flag since its independence over 120 years ago. New Zealand's flag is very similar. It has the Union Jack in the upper left-hand quadrant, just like the Australian flag has. It also features the Southern Cross constellation on the right-hand side, but the stars are red, outlined in white. And that's it. The design of the New Zealand flag came first, so many believe Australia's design copied New Zealand's. In 2016, the acting Prime Minister of New Zealand told Australians to get their own flag. Tensions between the two nations have since blown over. How about the last flag on the list with red, white, and blue? That would be the United States. The U.S. flag has 13 stripes, 7 red, and 6 white. In the upper left-hand quadrant is a field of navy blue, on top of which are 50 white stars. The 13 stripes represent the 13 colonies at independence. The 50 stars represent the 50 states. The current design has been in use only since 1960, the year after Hawaii became the 50th state. Over the years, as states have been added, the arrangement of the stars has changed. Next up, Ireland. This is one of the many tricolor flags of the world, but the only one on our list. Ireland's flag is 3 vertical stripes: green, white, and orange. The flag represents the hope that Roman Catholics, in green, and Protestants, in orange, can live peacefully together. The flag was adopted in 1916 when Ireland declared independence from Great Britain. Finally, Canada. Canada once had a flag derivative of the Union Jack. I did not know this, but it's true. The current flag was adopted only in 1965. Canada's flag has 2 narrow red stripes on the left and right, and a white field in the broad center. Over that field is a bright red maple leaf. It's instantly recognizable and 100% Canadian, with no colors or symbolism from its colonial times. The maple leaf is a national symbol. The flag has the additional benefit of looking the same from the front or the back. So I am going to crown Canada the winner of the flag competition among English-speaking countries. Australia and New Zealand, come on, it's been long enough. You need your own flags without the Union Jack on it, and they need to be different. Canada put a maple leaf on the flag. Can New Zealand put a kiwi on the flag? I think it's time. The U.S. flag from 1912 to 1959 had 48 stars, which meant 6 rows of exactly 8 stars. Now that looks very square, very disorienting. The current flag of 50 stars has them arranged in staggering rows of 6 or 5, and this design is better. Quick fact for you. Country flags are typically a 1-to-2 aspect ratio, meaning they are twice as wide as they are tall. Only 3 countries are exceptions. Switzerland and the Vatican City have square-shaped flags. Nepal is the only country whose flag is not a rectangle of any kind. Nepal's flag is 2 overlapping triangles. 197 countries have rectangular flags. Tiny Nepal is going its own way. JR has picked a song this week. It's called Turning Page by Sleeping at Last. I've waited 100 years, but I'd wait 1,000,000 more for you, is how the song starts. JR will be seeing Sleeping at Last in Chicago later this year. So that's today's song, Turning Page by Sleeping at Last. And I've been posting the songs to our Instagram stories. So if you're curious what these sound like, follow us on Instagram at Plain English Pod. Next up, the English expression in use. In use. This is a strange little expression. If something is in use, that thing is being used, being employed for its intended purpose. Canada once had a flag. It was bright red with a Union Jack on the upper left-hand corner and a crest of some kind on the right-hand side. That flag is no longer in use. What does that mean? That flag is no longer being used. It's not Canada's flag anymore. You can find the design. You could probably buy one if you looked hard enough. You could fly it outside your own house if you really wanted to. So the flag exists, but it's not being used for what it was originally intended for. It doesn't symbolize Canada anymore. The flag that is currently in use has a bright red maple leaf on it and is one of my favorite country flags. So there are two flags. One is in use, the maple leaf, and one is not in use anymore, the ugly old one with the crest. Imagine you go to your local park hoping to play tennis. You show up with your tennis partner and all of the courts are in use. All the courts are being used. People are playing tennis on them. Or worse, pickleball. The courts are in use. The courts are being used. Tennis not your thing? Maybe you're like JR and you like to swim. Nothing makes JR angry like showing up to the pool and finding the whole pool in use for water aerobics or something else, so he can't swim his laps. If you're on a long flight, you might need to get up to use the restroom. If you go to the door at the front, you might see a red marker on the door that says in use. That means someone is in there using the restroom. You have to wait. I told you a few weeks ago about the barns that are falling apart all through rural America. Farms used to be run by families with a few hundred acres each. Now, huge farming countries control tens of thousands of acres. It's big business. But these nice old barns that used to hold farm equipment, maybe a few animals, they're no longer in use. But now farming is big business. The machines are bigger. It's no longer a family enterprise with a couple of small machines in a barn. So the barns are no longer in use and they're starting to fall apart. Well, that's it for today, lesson 601 of Plain English. Coming up on Monday, another easier one. I'll tell you all about minor league baseball, and you don't have to be a sports fan to like this one. This is about the small towns and cities around America that have these low-level baseball leagues and the journey that everyone is on to make it to the big leagues. It's a part of small town, small city American life, and you'll get to learn about it on Monday. See you then.